How's it going, Truthers? This is Ben here, and today I want to bring some a little bit different. So I don't usually post these on my channel, but I used to. What I did was, when I started off with my social media account, I had an Instagram account, and I started it off as a workout Instagram. Nothing, not trying to get sponsored or anything, but just try to, keep myself accountable. And it worked. It worked for a while. Had it going for probably a couple of months. And then I finished my undergraduate. I got my bachelor's in history. Then we moved to Florida. And got a new job, new schedule. Had some issues. Car broke down. Just the hurricane had wiped out everything down there. Hurricane Michael came through, wiped out all the gyms. So the only thing left was Planet Fitness. And Planet Fitness, it's an okay gym, but they don't have everything you need. And so I kind of fell apart nutritionally down there. I had gotten from 249 and I had worked down to 213 before I got down there. And then when I got down there, kind of fell off the wagon there and got all the way back up to 251. So we spent a couple months down there, didn't work out, came back here. I was working out at Planet Fitness, and I've moved to another gym, a gym with free weights. It's a great gym, it's called Gym Nation. I've only been here a couple of days, but I already love it. And I'm trying to get back onto my schedule like I was. So like I said, when I got back, I was 251, heaviest I'd ever been. I'm down to 233 now. So between working out and a new job, we're gonna try to get back on track like we were. So I'm still a theology channel, obviously. But I'm gonna try to incorporate some of these in there for not just accountability, but just to keep myself accountable and maybe to just show people some things, show you some of the ropes so you can see that you can do theology and go to the gym. You can do it. So these are going to be more for my personal accountability, but hopefully they will help somebody out there who sees them. So if you like these, give it a like, leave me a comment down below, and yeah, here's some footage of me. Since I'm here thinking about it, I made a video earlier today about Beth Moore, and I'm gonna go and scrap it and just talk about it now because I don't like the way the video turned out. And since we're here in the gym, let's do a little bit of theology correction, a little bit of discernment, and let's talk about Beth Moore for a minute. So Beth Moore put up this tweet a couple of days ago. I'll put it up on screen here, maybe the full screen, we'll see. And it says something to the effect of, let's talk about Christ-like manhood and what that looks like. And the things that she listed are typical Beth Moore-isms. And I'm going to call them Moore-isms, not making a moron claim or anything like that, just her last name, an ism. Or Beth-isms, how about that? That's nice, some Beth-isms. And the problem is that every time Beth Moore posts something, it always has her slant in it. It's always got her bias built into it. And that's a problem. So she said Christ-like manhood is A, B, C, D. I think she had 3 or 4 points. And one of them was, is a man, something along the lines of secure enough or man enough to have a woman in Bible class? Are you man enough or Christ-like man enough to send a woman out with the good news? And then, of course, we had Kyle J. Howard put his 2 cents in there and obviously say that anybody who criticizes this tweet is insecure, and they're putting their insecurities out for everybody to see on Twitter, Instagram. I'm sure it's all over the place. But the problem is that obviously Beth Moore doesn't have a solid theology. She tries to work herself in theologically wherever she can into the Bible, and she molds the biblical text to say what she wants it to say, and that's a problem. Christ-like manhood is easy to find. It's all over. You can look at Ephesians chapter 5, where it talks about husbands and wives. You can look at 1 Peter, where it talks about husbands and wives. You can look at 1st, 2nd Timothy, Titus, about the leadership role that a man is supposed to take in the church. Biblical manhood is not a new concept, and it's not a hard one. It is definitely not what Beth Moore says it is. So, in between my sets here on this most epic of back days, by epic I mean it's fairly pathetic because I'm working out Planet Fitness and all they have is Smith machines and fixed equipment, so I'm getting pretty beat up here with all these free weights. But it's good, we'll get back into it. But I just want to take a moment to do some corrections. So when you see a Beth Moore tweet like this and other people like Kyle Howard doing their virtue signaling to make sure that he puts his rather immature spin on it, it was very immature and just not, he wasn't acting like a Christ-like man in his tweet, obviously calling anybody who dares to question Beth Moore an insecure man and that they're just blasting it all over Twitter and we're fragile. No, Mr. Howard and Miss Moore, we disagree with her because the Beth Moore gospel is all about Beth Moore. It all centers around her and what she wants the biblical text to say. That's our main problem with her. So, now that I've had my Beth Moore rant, let's get back to a little bit more acting before we get out of here.